Good evening, everyone. Let's start today's session. Kirti, you can start.
Am I audible or visible?
Yeah, you are.
My screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
So, good evening to all. Good evening, ma'am. Myself, Kirti. I'm from Cloud Computing Department. And today topic is understanding different type of data in stock market investment. So let's start. And welcome to my presentation. So these are the table of content. First is introduction to stock market, features of stock market, types of data in stock market
Kirti,
investing. Yes.
Kirti, sorry to step in between, but only your first slide is visible.
Okay. Now,
Yes, it's visible now.
so these are the table of content. So first is introduction to stock market, features of stock market, types of data in stock market investing, fundamental data, technical data, sentimental data, important of data in stock market investing, importance of real-time data in stock trading, data sources and tools for analysis, and last is conclusion. So let's start. So what is a stock market? A stock market is a platform for buying and selling share or stocks. The interested stock buyers and seller connect, find suitable deals, and book the same. It is a marketplace where the people interested in buying and selling a company stocks connect directly or through brokers. Here is a little definition of a stock market. It is a place where shares of public listed companies are traded. The primary market is where companies floated share to the general public in an initial public offering to raise capital. So these are definition of stock market. Move to our next slide. Features of a stock market. So these are the features of stock market. First is servers as economic barometer, common platform for the buyer and seller, unable to raise money and business expansion, and continuous and ready market for securities, and last is investor education. So first is a server as economic barometer. The first facility is a stock market can be used as a reliable economic barometer in order to measure the economic condition or of a country. Whatever change happen in the country and in the economic, it can be seen in the reflection of the share price, and the rise or fall in the share price indicate the boom or recession cycle of an economy. So these are this is server as a economic barometer, and second is common platform for the buyer and seller. Another facility is a stock market plays a role of a common platform for the buyer and seller for stock which are listed on the stock market. And third is enable to raise money and business expansion. A stock market facility in expanding business and raising money. This allow business to go public or raise additional capital for expansion. Uh, Fourth point is a continuous and a ready market for securities. A stock market provide a continuous and ready market for purchasing and selling of security. The stock market also act as an outlet and counter for the sale of listed securities. And last is investor education. Stock market facility providing virtual information to the investor on their websites. Advertising also being providing to in the newspaper and business magazines from the stock market, what should be done and what should not be done in investing, which create awareness program. The facility enable investor to become aware out of stock market investment and market prudent investment decision. So these are the features of stock market. Move to our next slide. Types of data in stock market investment. These are the type of data in stock market investment. First is fundamental data, technical data, sentimental data. So start with fundamental data. Fundamental provides a method to set the financial value of a company, security, or currency. And my second point is included in fundamental analysis is basic qualitative and quantitative information that contribute to the assets, financial or economic well-being. And economic fundamental include topics that affect an economic at large, and fundamental data is also called an fundamental analysis. So move to our next slide. Technical data. Technical data is a method used in the financial market to evaluate and predict future price movement of assets, such as stock, commodities, and currency based on historical price and volume data. The primary assumption behind the technical analysis is that market price move in trend and makes pattern as they move, and these pattern can be identified and analyzed to make informed trading decision. So these are this is technical data. Move to our next slide. Sentimental data. Sentimental stock market sentimental analysis is one of the web scraping method for financial that help gather data to make informed business decision. And research shows that stock market price movement correlate with public sentimental regarding the companies. So these are this is sentimental data. Move to our next slide. Importance of real-time data in stock market. First is real-time data, based the competition, trade volume, and fluctuating market. So real-time data. You may have heard of real-time data when studying online stock trading or for beginners. What is really when a system deliver data at near instance speed or has a minute delay, that is real time speed. Analyzing your stock analyzing your stock trading figure at the day and in the no longer as a festival process. Market circumstance can shift in a snap, and if you are making decision with the data that is even minute old, you will find yourself executing poor decision. Real time data allow you to move with the market instead of playing catch up. And second is beast the competition. Beast the competition. Big data is now mainstream is in market trading. It progresses faster than even before. If you want to remain ahead of the curve and stay competitive in your market, you need to work with data delivered in real time, and this enable you to excited yourself from your competition and stay a few steps ahead of the market. And trade volume real time data are stock volume traded during the day and not circulated by stock prices. And the real time volume can also show the player who are keep on buying or selling a specific security. Volume data is counted on by the technical security on by a technical security. Volume data is counted by the technical traders. Indicated how seriously they should how settles in a stock price upward movement. If that growth is followed by larger volume, it can be reasoned by the price will continue to climb higher as those volume push the stock price. And last is fluctuating market. Market value will fluctuate on a dime. These evolving values can impact your analysis of the stock. So it is imperative that you are taking advantage of the most updated information. When you utilize a streaming analytics software, you will always have the most current data from all the important information sources, and this will paint a full pictures of your portfolio performance. So these are the importance of real-time data in stock market. Move to our next slide. Data source and tools for analysis. Stock exchange, financial news, and website data provider, government agency. So first is stock exchange. Stock exchange is a primary source of stock market data. It provides real-time historical data on stock price, trading volume, other market-related information. And financial news is financial news website. Financial news website is like Yahoo, Boomerang, financial. Other website include stock, bet, news articles, earning reports, or financial stock reports. And data provider. Stock market data provider are essential for trader and investors, offering accurate and timely information like real-time quotes and historical data and indicates. These companies cater to a wide range of needs from individual trades to initial investors. And data provider, government agency. Government agencies like US Security Exchange Commission provide public assets to regulated for cooperative disclosure financial reports of public trading companies. So these are the data source of tools for analysis. Come to the conclusion part. My first point is we explore various type of data for stock market investing. In this historical data provides valuable insights into stock past performance and decision making. Understanding historical data empower investor to make informed decision. It is a foundational step in developing effective investment strategy and encouragement to continuous learning. The stock market is a dynamic field. Continuous learning is a key, and it also explore data analysis techniques, advanced tools, and strategy. So, if you have any question, please ask. If you have any query, I mentioned my email ID kirtikashyap1215@gmail.com. And thank you. Thank you so much for listening me. I have done my PPT.
So Kirti, you're done?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, like next time when you are, giving your presentation, try to have points rather than a paragraph. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Rest of the feedback I will give you in your mail.
Okay.
Utsav, you can start.
Just a second, ma'am. Starting.
Okay.
Ma'am, is my screen visible? And am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So there are different apps all over the we have a lot of apps for trading stocks and cryptocurrencies. So just a second, ma'am. Please. Ma'am, I'll start over again. So we have a lot of apps for trading cryptocurrencies and stock market. So there are different apps for different purposes, and they provide us different features. There are multiple apps like Angel One, Upstocks, Grow, Zerodha. So what they do is they have an customized app for different types of users, their user base. So you might be wondering why I'm talking about it. So first of all, let me introduce myself. Good evening, everyone. My name is Utsav, and I am from the Python department. So today my topic is understanding the TradingView screener. So why I talked about all the apps before is my topic today is related to stocks and trading it, and understanding how the trading works and all the charts and information we used to have for making the informed decisions. So let us proceed further. So what are our table of contents? We will understand the TradingView screener, what is it and how it works, and understanding the advantages of it and its alternatives, its demo, and what restrictions it have, and conclusion and use case. So first, let us understand what is a TradingView. TradingView is a very powerful software that people like traders across global countries use. So what TradingView does is it has a like it consists of all the stocks and all the cryptocurrencies. It shows us the momentum on which the prices are going up and down, and on the basis of that, the users can make informed decisions. And it has different features in which we can create the, let us say, we can create different types of charts. There are different types of charts in which we can predict how the market can go. And so that is basically how TradingView works. I will understand it in the demo. So the advantages of it is that it has a user-friendly interface, and it is very easy to use. It has a whenever you start, whenever you sign up on it, you will first be prompted to how to use it. Then it has versatility and customization on what we need from the app itself. We can customize it, and we can apply filters on what we want to see, like on what basis we want to see our stocks and cryptocurrencies and all the different assets that can be traded. And it has customizable alerts, we can customize our alerts. Like we can put alerts on the stocks, like if this particular stocks gain in 5% in price, you can alert me so that I can buy it on that time. So, and it has community sharing also. Like we can, let's suppose I am an publisher of that cryptocurrencies or stocks, whatever you can consider. So I have a lot community. So I can do what I can do on TradingView is I can stream what my views are, and I can provide my views like on a live stream, or I can like publish an article, or directly publish like sort of a channel I can publish. We can also consider it as a Facebook kind of thing, but for traders and their community to share the information and provide regular updates. So there are a lot of alternatives to it. So first is Go charting. Go charting is also similar to it. It has a cutting, like it is mentioned, that it has cutting edge charting and trading, analytic and performing. It runs on both mobile application and web, but and consistently it has lesser features than a TradingView. Same goes for investing.com. They provide all the same sort of features, but they have if we consist both of them, then they will collectively be like a TradingView altogether. So how the TradingView screener works? We can select the market we want, like mentioned, stocks, forex, and cryptocurrencies. We can set filters like based on technical indicators and fundamental data. Like there are different type of indicators. This called RSI. That is strength index. It is considered consists of that, and we can save a name of the screen also. Let us proceed to the demo. Just a second, ma'am. I'll switch my screen. So let us understand understand TradingView more in depth. So it has market summary. It shows all the basic stocks that are performing. So what is this percentages, how much it has gained in momentum and how much it has lost. So, and there are editors pick. The editors pick is the platform itself chooses the publishers that are good and provide valuable information. It can be on a global level, on a native level of our Indian communities. So they publish their articles on how they feel the market can go on a trend or downtrend, and these are all the streams that it consists of. Here it was the articles. Here they are. These are the streams, and these are the news publishers that based on this, even the community publishers react on these news and provide like their opinions on how the market can proceed further based on that. Now there's a tab of Indian stocks as well. It consists of Indian publishers and Indian stocks, and these are the community trends based on what like the community is interested in buying or selling. It like shows that, and these are all the volume of the stocks which are performing right now, and these are the unusual trends which are behaving unusually, like um, apart from how they behave, like they are gaining momentum quickly or they are declining in their prices vigorously. And these are the stock gainers which have like gained a lot of momentum in a trend, and these are the losers which have lost a lot of momentum. And this is all the news information that flows within the Indian stocks, and this is for the world stocks. On an international level, these consist of all the international publishers. They can publish like normal people who have like a community, and they can provide their opinion to them. Then these are the companies of the stocks. Now let us understand, ma'am. I have created a script based on that. I'll explain it to you. So starting, we have an indicator. I have titled it as screener. So what this indicator can do is whatever we put here can be it will be like shown here on this tab, and we always have to put overlay as true, otherwise the script won't run. And we have taken a length based on the RSI index. It is a strength index of the like BSE, like considering it like stock exchanges index, how the momentum is going. Based on that, we have taken a length, and then we have calculated the RSI again to calculate our like bull or bear. What bull is, if the market, some stocks are performing nicely, then we can consider them as a bull. And if the stocks aren't performing nicely, we can consider them bear. So we have taken a value, a minimum value, in which we can classify the bull stocks and the bear stocks. Then I have created a time frame on what time frame I want the stocks to like appear on the candlestick chart. This chart is particularly called as candlestick because it looks like candlestick, and it shows us basically the buys and sells, how much people have bought and sold. Now we have taken different types of stocks here, and we have grouped them in the group of stock list. We have different stocks like Nifty, Bank Nifty, SBI, SDFC, and Reliance. And now we have like requested the particular stock to be reflected on the stock our candlestick chart on particular time. Like the TF is the time frame on which we want it to appear, like on what time we want our stock for, and the SI is like the stock name of the particular stock we wanted. And now we have like created a string with the STR, like the value which we have like particular stock, like consider it as like SBI. We have converted it into the string, and then we have like reflected it here on the screen itself, and it will like reflect if we can buy it or sell it. It has the parameters. Now we have chosen the colors of this particular buy tab, and then this is the same for the sell tab, in which we have like particularly mentioned all the colors for in the red color, so that we can differentiate and classify them. And then we can, whenever we are done with the script particularly, then we can delete it, all the stocks, and these are appearing here as a screener. 9 Nifty and all the stocks we have like put here in the stocks tab. Here are the stocks, and these are appearing here, and it can tell us if we can like on a base particular parameters, it can tell if we can buy it or if we have to sell it. So this was a demo. Let us proceed with the presentation. So what the restrictions it has is, it has limited features on the trial version. Like if we want the advanced version of the stock cleaner, we have to like pay for it, and it provides us limited technical indicators. Like unless we pay them, we cannot like use them, and it also delays the data. Like some stock might be performing very good. Let us suppose that it has performed like 50% in the last 5 minutes. It might have some delayed data, like it might show the price momentum to us 5 minutes later than it has actually happened, and it consists of a lot of ads unless we pay for the premium version. So these are the restrictions. So my conclusion based on my conclusion is it is a very powerful platform for the traders. Even if it is for the free, we can use it for a lot of different things. Like we can use all the there are called like parameters, and there are like filters. Based on that, we can predict the information based on the charts, and there are like different parameter charts for it, and different patterns of the charts we can predict it using the customization. Like there are scales in the tool, and there are lines we can put on the chart, so that we can predict the momentum on how it can further proceed. So it is a powerful platform for the traders, and but for the beginners it might be complex, because it has provides a lot of features. So ma'am, these are the reference slide. I have referenced it from here and here. So that was all from my side. If anyone you have any questions, please let me know. Okay ma'am, I'll proceed further. So that's it. Thank you so much. That was my presentation. Thank you ma'am.
So Utsav, you're done?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, so I just want to know, like, you were explaining about TradingView, okay?
Yes
So,
ma'am.
like, what's your contribution to that platform?
Ma'am, my contribution was, my topic was that we have to like sort of and like provide the information on the stock, like TradingView. So what I did was to like, ma'am, I created a script on based on that, which I showed you.
But it's like a pre-made. So, like, what were you
No
trying to?
ma'am, that script was pre-made, which I showed you earlier. That had RSI and all the parameters I showed you, that I showed you in the second tab, which has the buys and sells. That was created by me particularly. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, I will give your feedback on your mail.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Sunitha, you can start. Your voice, Sunitha, your voice is not clear.
Just a second.
You're not audible properly.
Ma'am, now ma'am.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Is my voice is clear, ma'am?
Yeah, kind of, like, not that much clear.
Actually, my house is behind you, ma'am. They're playing some songs. Can I share my screen, ma'am?
Yeah, sure, please start.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am from Product of Embedded Systems and IoT. Today, my task is sensor interfacing and data acquisition.
And contents of my PPT are: what is air quality monitoring, purpose of air quality monitoring, types of air quality monitoring, sensor interfacing, data acquisition system, simulation diagram, prototype, conclusion, and references. Actually, I made a detailed documentation on that. Let's switch on that. Now it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, the first one is, what is air quality monitoring? Air quality monitoring is nothing but continuously monitor the pollution level in the air or atmosphere. Like in order to, for human beings or non-living things, air is primary factor to lead a healthy life.
Sunitha,
So,
your content
yes,
slide
ma'am.
is visible.
My document is not visible, ma'am.
No.
I will wait here.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. The primary thing is, what is air quality monitoring? We know that for living things or non-living things, air is the primary factor to lead a happy or healthy life. So, air quality monitoring is nothing but continuously monitoring the air pollution level present in the air or atmosphere surrounding us. It helps to understand quality of air pollution by over a period of time. Like if you want to know how much pollution level is there from today's afternoon to today's evening, we can know per hour how much pollution is produced from our things like by agriculture or by factories or whatever it may be. The sources of pollution are so many, so we can calculate how much pollution is per hour is provided. And actually, once the pollutants are emitted into the air, they are influenced by weather conditions, and we know that all around the world the weather is not stable, it's variable. So only studying the air pollution level is not a correct thing in order to estimate the air quality. So this is the main factor to can have to determine which areas in the country are more pollutions, which type of pollutions are increasing relating to industrial pollutant and traffic. If you take, for example, if you take India as an example, then if you can easily calculate in which state the pollution level is more, and what are the causes for that pollution, and which areas are more pollutant, and what safety measures we have to take in order to reduce the pollution level. Usage example of air quality monitoring is, if we can easily forecast the pollution level by using air quality monitoring. Like if India decided to by 2025 we have to minimize the pollution level by 50, then what measures we can take, like by reducing how much carbon global emissions, or by reducing how fossil fuels usage, how can drop can be observed in air pollution, that can be forecasted by using air quality monitoring. And purpose and benefits of air quality monitoring are: improved air quality. We know that pollution level present in the air is directly proportional to our health issues and our living problems. So improving air quality is one of the main benefit of the air quality monitoring. Monitoring helps to identify areas with poor air quality and the pollutants responsible for it. So by analyzing the pollution level, we can take some safety measures in that area. By ensuring some safety measures, we can improve the air quality. Monitor and compliance with regulations. Monitor compliance with regulations is nothing but, for example, if we have a factory, before constructing the factory, the government should give some rules to, like the pollution level should be within the limits, and they give some standard values. So if the factory crosses the limit, then we can take action against the factory and ban that. And this is the monitor compliance with regulations. So By using air quality monitoring only, we can find how much air pollution present in that factory, and is this in limited limits or it crosses the limits. This is the one of the benefit of the monitor compliance with regulations. Supports research and development. Actually, air is a primary thing for living and non-living organisms. So it gives inspiration to monitor the air pollution and supports research and development. Here is the block diagram of air quality monitoring system. The three main things for air quality monitoring system are sensor, Arduino, and output devices. Sensors are nothing but actually sensors sense the air pollution level. Here, carbon based on the sensor type, it senses the type of gas. Here, carbon monoxide sensor senses the carbon dioxide present in the sensor. Particulate sensor senses the particulate matter present in the atmosphere. Like particulate matter is nothing but it is one of the pollutant that is very difficult to identify because it's very thin. It's 1,000 times thinner than our hair, so we can imagine that we can't see it, but particulate sensor can sense that much pollution. And smoke sensor is it senses the smoke, and this gives input to the Arduino. Arduino analyzes by giving instructions to the Arduino. So then Arduino gives output to the output devices. Output devices may be LCD display to display the how much air pollution is there. And data logger is one of the output device. It is used to save the data. Like if you want to retrieve the 6 months back data on that day, how much pollution is there, then we can easily know if there is a data logger. And GPRS modem. GPRS modem is nothing but for accessing the positioning, like to access the location of the system, we can use GPRS modem. And types of air quality monitoring. Actually, there are 4 types of air quality monitoring. First one is stationary source emission. Stationary source emission is nothing but the emission of the air pollution is stationary. Like if you have a factory, then the emission is from chimney. It's a stationary source for pollution. So in order to monitor the air pollution on that factory, we have to establish a air quality monitoring system near the chimney, because the emission of that factory is stationary. We have to go there and we have to monitor the air pollution. That is stationary source emission. Here is the diagram of stationary source emission. Here the pollution coming is stationary, so that's why it's called as stationary source emission. Second one is on-road mobile monitoring. It actually collects and measures sample confined to the roads. The pollution level present on the roads is measured by on-road monitoring. And data is used for how much pollution is there on roads and at what time it causes what type of temperature changes. Like if the pollution level is increasing rapidly, then the temperature also changes. So it ensures that it is within the limits. We can observe on roads. Pollution monitoring is present with a well, and they monitor the pollution. If they observe like on roads which the pollution level is more, then they check the vehicles and ensures that the pollution should be minimized. And third one is ambient air quality monitoring. Ambient air quality monitoring the outdoor air. Collection measures samples ambient air. Ambient air is nothing but the outdoor air, and it requires to determine whether a geographical region or area is meeting national ambient air quality standards. National ambient air quality standards is nothing but is one of the organizations which actually provides to the all around the nation. Like the air quality should be like this, and there is they apply some rules to the people or entire national. By following this national ambient air quality standards only, we can guess that the air quality level is high or low. So ambient air quality monitoring follows the national ambient air quality standards, and it senses carbon monoxide, oxide, nitrogens, ozone, lead. These all are the pollutant gases, sulfur dioxide, volatile organic compounds. Ambient air quality monitoring is monitoring all of these gases, and this follows standards of national ambient air quality standards. The fourth one and last one is remote sensing and satellite monitoring. Actually, it collects and measures samples of the whole city or state or country. If you want to know the air pollution level of the America whole country, then we can take this method, remote sensing and satellite monitoring. Actually, it gives average pollution level of the entire country. And key components of air quality monitoring are Adalo, sensors, filters, and analyzers. Here is the Adalo. Actually, most of the projects use Adalo UNO. There are so many types of Arduinos are available, but the project purpose Adalo UNO is very flexible and comfort to use. Here, this is diagram of Adalo UNO. Adalo UNO have 6 digital analog pins. 6 analog pins, that is A0 to A5, and regulator supply is 3.3 volts and 5 volts. Based on the requirement, it can automatically assess this voltage, and two ground pins are available, and 5 volts is the input supply pin. And the digital pins available in Arduino is 14, that is D0 to D4, D13, and 0 and 1 are the transmitter and receiver pins. In order to transmit the data, this and receive the data, these pins are used, and there is a ground. And for clock pulses for digital signal, there is a need of clock pulses. That's why this is the pin I2C. And for storing the data, I2C data. Let's have a look on pin configuration of Arduino. Actually, Arduino is an open source electronic platform based on easy to use hardware and software. In simple words, Arduino is nothing but which is the interface or which is the medium to connect to software and hardware. Like we can give the input, that is what we give digital input, analog input, and input we can control the output device. So the inputs may be light on a sensor, finger on a button, or a Twitter message, and the Arduino, based on the instructions or code provided to the Arduino, it's turned into the output. So the thing is, we can control the output based on the input. The output may be activating a motor, turning on a LED, publishing something online. So you can tell your board what to do by sending a set of instructions to the microcontroller on the board. That is about Arduino, and pins of the Arduino are V input. V input is used to give the power supply to the Arduino board, and 5 volts is based on the requirement of the Arduino board. For some purpose we use 5 volts, and for some purpose 3.3 volts is enough. So based on the requirement, it automatically uses 5 volts at 3.3 volts. Ground pin is used to connect the ground to the Arduino board. And reset pin is in order to restart the Arduino or microcontroller, we can use reset button. And analog pins are A0 to A5 are used as analog input, and it is a range of 0 to 5 volts. And digital pins are 0 to 13 are the digital input and output for the Arduino board. Serial pins are also known as asynchronous receiver and transmitter. It is used for communication between the Arduino board and the computer to other devices. Like in order to what type of devices we connected to the Arduino, in order to communicate between the devices, we use these serial pins. And external interrupt pins are this pin of the Arduino is used to produce the external interrupt, and it is done by pin number 2 and 3. Interrupt is nothing but if you continuing any task and we need access of this CPU by continuing another task, then we can raise the interrupt. For that only we use 2 and 3 pins for the interrupt pins. And PWM pins, these pins of the board is used to convert the digital signal into analog. Sometimes we need analog input. So by using digital signal, we can convert to analog input. For that purpose, we use PWM pins. SP is a serial peripheral interface. It is used to maintain SP communication. Like if you want to interface any other devices to the Adalo, we can use this SPI, and there are some modes of SPI, SS, MOSA, MICO.
Sunitha, can you hear me?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can
Yeah,
hear me.
I think because of network issues, your screen is not visible now.
Okay, ma'am. I will be shared. Ma'am, till now am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me a second. I will be shared. It's audible.
Screen is, yeah,
Hello,
it's
ma'am.
visible. Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, ma'am. So understanding an LED pin is in order to connect to the board, we can use LED pin. And AREF pin is, this is an analog reference pin of the Arduino board. It is used to provide a reference voltage from an external power supply. If you need more than 5 volts or in another power supply to the Arduino, then we can use REF pin. And these are the specifications of Arduino. The clock speed is 16 megahertz and operating voltage is 5 volts. In order to operate the Arduino, we need minimum 5 volts and maximum supply voltage is 20 volts. If the supply is beyond or greater than 20 volts, the Arduino may not work or may burn. And supply voltage is 7 to 12 volts. This is the recommended voltage for so many purposes. And digital input output pins are 14. Analog input pins are 6. And current per input and output pin is 40 milliamps. And current in 3. If you use 3.3 volts supply, then the current per input and output pin is 50 milliamps. And the storage capability provided by the SRAM and EEPROM is 2 KB and 1 KB respectively. And flash memory is 32 KB, of which 0.5 KB is used by bootloader. And another component is sensors. Air quality sensors are devices used to detect the contaminants in the air. Sensors are nothing but they sense the pollution level based on the type of sensor. I already told that it is a carbon dioxide sensor, then it senses the carbon dioxide level in the air. Some of the commonly used sensors are ammonia sensor. Ammonia sensor is worked on electrochemical principle. So it's called as electrochemical ammonia gas module. It's a general purpose module that uses to electrochemical principles in order to detect the anhydrous exist in the air. Actually, it has a good selectivity and stability. And one of the advantage of sensor is it have a temperature sensor also. It can sense the temperature also. And ammonia is colorless gas with a strong noticeable smell that causes air pollution. Actually, ammonia itself is not a dangerous, but it reacts with the external environment and it causes hazardous gases it forms. And this is the diagram of NH3 ammonia sensor. And another gas sensor is carbon monoxide sensor. When carbon monoxide enters the gas permeable compartment that houses the sensor, a chemical reaction occurs that causes the electrical current passing through the electrode to surge. It is also one of the electrochemical sensor. If the pollution level surrounded the sensor, then the sensor converts that pollution level into a conductible electrical current. Then based on the current value, we can assume that how much pollution level is near the sensor. So in that way, we can sense the level of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. And this is the diagram of a carbon monoxide sensor, which looks like this. And next one is ozone sensor. Our ozone sensors are commonly used to measure the ozone present in the atmosphere. There are some wide ranges of uses of ozone sensor. Ozone sensors are designed to measure and control ozone concentration so that you can control an external device such as ozone generator. If the rules are crossed, then activate an alarm for accidents. Monitor ozone levels for health and safety. And this is the diagram of ozone sensor. And next important components is filters. The system consists of two primary components. One is filtering unit and another one is air quality monitoring. The filtering unit consists of a dust filter, pre-filter and fine filter. Based on the pollution level, it automatically adopts the which type of filter we have to choose based on the pollution level. So depending on the dust sensor measurement, the software automatically turns on and off the air purifying unit based on the threshold. And next important one is analyzers. The data obtained is analyzed and used to generate reports and early warnings of excessive pollution level. Analyzers analyze the data given from the filters and based on the previous records and based on some following standards like provided by NAM. The analyzers analyze the data and gives some safety measures or some information about the air pollution in the atmosphere. And interface MQ135 air quality sensor with Adalo. Connected with a air quality sensor and trigger an alarm or other responses in the event of danger or hazardous conditions. For example, air quality sensor can be used to monitor the air in the room or a building to ensure that it meets the specific air quality standards. We can use room sensors in our daily purpose. We can use buildings may use or some apartments are using the air quality sensors to ensure that the air is pure. Here, the one of the sensor is MQ135 semiconductor sensor. It is made by semiconductor material and it is one of gas sensor having high sensitivity to ammonia, sulfide, benzene, seristine, smoke, and other toxic gases as well. Is there any toxic gases present in the atmosphere? MQ135 can easily sense that gases. And MQ135 for detecting the gases, it has a lower conductivity in clean air. That means if the pollution level is more than the conductive level of the sensor is also high. So in that way, it helps to detecting the rise of gases through its conductivity. And we can, based on the conductivity level, we can surely calculate that how much pollution level is present in the air. And these are the specifications of air quality sensor specifications. Operating voltage is 2.5 to 5 volts. Operating current is 150 milliamps and heat up time is 20 seconds. Then this is the diagram of MQ135. It have 4 pins. One is VCC that is used to connect the supply, that is 2.5 to 5 volts. And the second pin is ground. It is used to connect the ground to the sensor. And third pin is digital output pin. From this pin, you will get the digital data high or low. Digital data is nothing but zeros or ones or high or low. For that purpose, we use pin 3 and pin 4. It is analog output pin. From this pin, we will get the analog data. We can get the air pollution level by using the pin 4. And interfacing with the Adano is, we can connect ground pin to ground pin. That is the second one. And first pin is VCC. We can give supply from 5 volts to the sensor. And third one is there is no need of digital pin here. And the fourth one is analog pin. This sensing data analog pin can be given to the one of these 6 pins. So we give to the A4 pin, analog input 4. By using this input data, Adano can work and give output to the output devices. And this is the pin connection, VCC to 5 volts, ground to ground, A0 to A4. And this is Adano code for interfacing the current sensor. In sensor pin A4. A4 is defined here, and the sensor data is one of the integer we taking here. And pin mode, sensor pin is defined in input mode. And sensor, we can read the sensor pin data into sensor data. We can print the air quality, and sensor data is read from sensor. So we can print the air quality in ppm. ppm is one of the unit for air quality, air pollution level. So let's enter into data acquisition system. Data acquisition system plays an important role in monitoring system. So by collecting or analyzing the air pollution without data acquisition system, it's completely not done, because all the process is monitoring in data acquisition system. It collects data from different sensors. Then the data is digitalized for storage, because storing digitalized data is more easier than storing analog data. The DIS stands the control center for processing and presentation. This is a diagram of data acquisition system. Actually, physical system, analog signal. Then the sensor senses the signal, and some signal conditioning filters are applied here. And the analog digital signal is converted to the digital signal. Sorry, my bad. Analog signal is converted to the digital signal, and then it gives to digital signal. Data acquisition system operation. The data acquisition system collects and records all kinds of advancing technical parameters during the tunneling. In any case, the normal operation of the data acquisition system shall be fully guaranteed. Whatever it may be the situation, the data acquisition should be always 24/7. It should be on. And the data acquisition system is directly connected to the PLC system by remote telecommunication cable in the tunnel. So if there any fault occurs in the tunnel, it may cause off the data acquisition system. That's why it's need to ensure that the tunnel is always checked and maintained. Any problem found should be fixed immediately, because the data acquisition system may be disconnected at any time. So that's the data acquisition system should be always on into 24/7 and senses all type of data and analyze it and gives digital signal to the signal processing. And this is circuit diagram of our entire air quality monitoring system. Here is the Adano, and here is the gas. This is the buzzer, and here is the gas sensor. Here are the LEDs. For danger, we can indicate with the red LED. For safe mode, we can indicate with the green LED. LCD display can display how much air pollution is there, and this sensor senses the pollution level. Adano connects this input and output devices. Conclusion of my document is IoT-based air pollution monitoring system is a revolutionary solution that can provide an accurate and real-time data about the air quality,
Okay, Sunitha, you're done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first of all, your data was too long. Okay, like you
Okay,
need
ma'am.
not to explain, small of the smallest things in such depth. It was literally too long. Okay, try to
Okay,
keep
ma'am.
in points. All
Okay,
right.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, rest of the feedback I will give you in the mail. You can stop sharing.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Ravina, you can start.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Is my screen is visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Thank you, ma'am. So yeah, good evening to all. I'm Ravina. I'm a BTech IT student and currently working under Hack With Us Limited internship program team. This is my 5th presentation and the task assigned for me is to reading HDFCBANK CSV file data and plotting a graph in Adalo. I integrated this task to my previous task where I created stock market data web application. So let's have a look into the agenda first. The first is Adalo intro. What is Adalo and how it works? Then what is CSV file and for what it is used? Then how we plot charts and graphs using CSV file, particularly in Adalo for this task. And we'll moving to the demo session and we'll be back with a discussion about the challenges. And at last, we'll be concluding by giving some references. Before moving further, I have to clear what is Adalo. So Adalo is basically a no-code platform for creating web and mobile apps. So the main motto of no-code technology is to make all the developers to develop, all the people to develop their own websites or apps with a basic knowledge of web development, without any high-level coding, just by knowing what element should be, which element should be used where, and just by drag and drop simply. So Adalo is one of the no-code platform technology. There are many other no-code technologies like Figma as well. So it is a visual interface with the pre-built components. And Adalo is used to build a simple and basic operations apps with apps. On the other hand, it is used for prototyping in case of a big and complex projects. So that is Adalo. So why visualization is important? Actually, it is needed. Yes, it is needed because let me come to a conclusion by example that in school days in the secondary, in maybe in the secondary schools, we have a question like elaborate your view by seeing this chart. We are given with a pie chart or a bar chart. So just they explicitly give the names and the percentage of the charts, and we just write. This is the easiest question, and it is the interesting question as well. By just see the chart and writing 5 points will get 5 marks. And if in case it is not given in the chart and we are given with a table of contents like 0.03 and 0.035, just imagine that. Could you make it easy? So then this will be the most ruining question in our question paper, because you can't come to a conclusion of 5 points, or within 100 words you can't write, within a given time you can't write, by seeing the raw data and point deviations. So that's how visualization is important. So that's our topic today. Now, what is .csv file? So it is a comma separated values which allows data to be saved in a tabular form. There are many other forms of files where we save our data set, but Adalo do support only .csv file. So we are talking about specifically about this. So it is as normal as other spreadsheets, and it is as I mentioned earlier, it is a comma separated values. While downloading it, we can get it in a Microsoft Excel or a Google spreadsheet. The only difference from the other files is that it can't hold too many formulas in it. It's just a raw data. So what is charts and graphs? What are the charts and graphs did in Adalo is, we are provided with 3 basic charts, that is line chart, bar chart, and the pie chart. This is for the free users. And talking about the line charts, it is used when our data include time series. Let me say an example that in movies, like a hero is not involved at the starting of the movie. A hero is not involved in his business because of some situations, so that they'll have a conference. Then in that, a data analyst kind of person is explaining by presenting a chart where they have a dramatic loss. So at the end, after all the problems are sorted, the same scene is recreated where the charts are in the high. So they made the business to the peak. So that is where line charts are used. It is a variation of stocks according to the time series, not only stocks, and variation of a thing which gets over the time. And bar charts, it is not recommended to use for the data set which involves time series, but can be used where axis labels are so long. For this, we'll take an example like we are dealing with a rice yield results, like we are dealing with the rice yield results of India, where x-axis is the stage of India and y-axis is the percentage of yields, where this state is yielding this much higher rice, whereas the another state is somewhat yield is less. So this is how we are using bar chart is. So pie chart can be applied if only if we have the data which is 80% repetitive, because we can't apply pie chart for the unique values. Let me say, if you're analyzing the blood groups in an area, we can apply pie chart, because there are 4 main blood groups and 8 blood groups are there. So we can have 8 slices in a pie chart and easily plot the pie chart in the area of plot the blood groups of the area people. Whereas in case if you want to apply for age, it is impossible, because one may be in 18 and 20, 21, it varies. Let me consider that the maximum lifespan of a human nowadays is 60. Then you have to slice the pie chart into 60 slices. So which is really clumsy, and there is no point to visualize the data. So it is equal to the raw data. Whereas if you are considering the ages in the limit, like 0 to 10 and 11 to 20 age people, then 20 to 30, then it will be applicable, because we have about 6 to 7 slices. So that is what pie chart is. So where we are using it in our task is stock market data web application. I have already created the basic application in my previous task, where I explored things in Adalo website, and now I used to do the charts and integrated the charts as well. So basically, why it is needed is, we all know that stock market is one of the highest passive income generator, and at the same time it has its own risk to invest. So for that, we are coming up with a solution of a solution, like giving an application which acts as the technical analyst to the investors and traders, And by tracking the stock's price day by day or 24/7, the stock prices are monitored and give a technical analyst results. So by this, we are giving the investors or traders a confidence to compete in the fast-paced financial world. So that's what our application is. So let's move on to the demo. First of all, I downloaded the CSV file from the link I'm provided with. I'm just copying this. So this is the .csv file. So let me do this. So once I did this, you can see that the file is downloaded. Yeah. So this is the data I'm provided with, and this is the stock market data of a HDFCBANK. So I'm provided with the date and open, high, low, close, and volume. Let me explain that open is the starting price of a stock in a trading day, and whereas the close is the last price of the end price of the stock of a trading day, and high is the stock's peak value in a trading day, and low is the least value of stock price in a trading day. So with these information, what we have created, so this is the basic the stock pulse is the application I have developed, and I already explained how it works and on the major pages of the my app. So let me pinpoint it later. But so in this components explore marketplace, I get my chart kit installed for free. So with that, I'm having 3 charts. That is, one is bar chart, line chart, and the pie chart. With this, I explored 3 things as well. So let us see one by one. So this is the home page. Let me skip the login, sign up, and forget password pages. And because I already presented it, and this is my home page. And this is the dashboard of a user where they can view their profile and their activities. And again, about page is a static page where we can say what and how, why we are here, and the contact details. So in the stocks, we can see the top gainers and top losers fetched from the database. And then some of the stocks like Apple, Tesla, Tata, and HCL. Let me elaborate it. So these are the stock details of Apple. So I can even save it by toggle button, and then can see this in my activity. Yeah, it is updated. So this is how it works. So I integrated the chart part in this website is, yeah. So you can see that I have implemented line chart, bar chart, and the pie chart. So first is the line chart, where it is plotted as low versus high. That is, a stock's lowest price versus highest price in a trading day. So this is how it varies. And let me explain it side by side how I implemented it. So for line chart, I have taken the HDFC Bank and I sorted in the order of volume in such a way that it is in high to low way. And the x-axis is low and the y-axis is high. And I give it a maximum number of items is 25. I just restricted the value to be displayed as the data I have given with is about as precisely it is 1351 records are there. You can see this. I imported the CSV file. Yeah. So these are the datas, the exact datas which we seen in the Excel. So you can see that is 1351 records are there. So I just limited it because Adalo doesn't support too much data. Then it will look too clumsy and you can't get the details perfectly. So that's how line chart is implemented. Let's move on to the bar chart. And bar chart is, I have two bar charts where explaining the high chart and the low high price and the low price separately. And the ID, the stock IDs, it is saying about each stocks. And the variations are really tiny because the values are more or less equal. So that's why we can't see more variations in the bars. So how I implemented is, yeah, again, though it is also sorted in the volume high to low, it is restricted to 15 datas. The x-axis is ID and the y-axis is high. So as same as high, low is also plotted with a maximum of 15. The only change is that y-axis is plotted as low. Moving to the pie chart. As I mentioned earlier, pie chart needs at most 80% of repetitive values. But here we at least have a point difference in each data, like 1351.9, 1351.8. So it doesn't, we can't apply pie charts barely. So I just do some operations here. Let me explain it. So in the pie chart, I did a formula math up operations like I find a difference between open and close value of stock in the trading day.
Ravina, you're not audible. Please check your internet connection. Let's wait for a minute so that Ravina can join back.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are.
Sorry for the interrupt, ma'am.
No problem.
So the orange part is the difference of 7,351 records are separated within the three slices as well. Is that? So let me show this in percentage so that it will be easy to see the difference? Yeah, now it is visible that the blue is 71% and green is 19% and orange is 10%. So this is how pie chart works. Let me get back to the presentation. So discussing about challenges, as I mentioned, it is limited customized options and values are fixed and cannot be changed in graphs. So while talking about this, as I mentioned, I tried to implement that the graphs can be dynamic, like getting user inputs. If I'm giving, I want a data between this date and this particular date, and by getting that input, the graph can be plotted according to it. But Adalo doesn't support any dynamic values to plot x-axis and y-axis, and then it does not support larger values. As I mentioned, I restricted to 10 to 25 data. If I remove that restriction, then it will be really clumsy. And even it is clumsy, we can't zoom in or zoom out from the zoom in or zoom out the graphs. So if it is possible, then we can zoom in where the particular data is needed, but it is not possible in Adalo. And it supports only CSV files, and or else we can hard code the data one by one in the input. So graphs and charts are neither be dynamic nor responsive. So that's the main challenges in the Adalo charts. To conclude, I made a three charts of basic charts like bar chart, line chart, and the pie chart with the Adalo components, pre-built components, which is easy to understand format, even though it is having its flaws. But for beginners and for prototyping, it is good and easy to understand format, as it doesn't require any coding knowledge. So that's the advantage. These are the references I have used, as I already gone through the website, this Adalo website, and I didn't require much tutorials for handling this. So just gone through the official website, Adalo's YouTube channel, and this is the CSV file I've downloaded, and the chat GPT is used for presentation points. And moving to the question and answer session. For further queries, you can contact me through my mail. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you, ma'am.
So Ravina, you're done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So try to wait for 10 seconds on Q&A slide. Okay, when you're showing the Q&A slide, try to wait for 10 seconds, then move to thank you slide. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Rest of your presentation was really good, thoroughly explained, thoroughly researched as well. So it was really nicely explained. Data was up to the point as well. So I guess you will keep up the same work for future.
Thank you, ma'am. Sure.
All right. Manushri, you can start. Manushri, are you there? Muskan, you can start. Muskan. Anyone present there out of both of you? Muskan and Manushri, can you hear me? Muskan, you're not audible, neither visible. Start your video as well. First, try to close other apps where your camera is being used, then try to open this one. I can't hear you even. Close the other apps where your video is being used. Okay, but you can say something. I can't hear you. Write it down on the chat if you are not able to speak. You have a chat option there as well. Write it down there if you're not able to speak. The screen that is popping up is click on hide. Then you can do that. Manushri, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, Muskan.
Ma'am, is it audible now?
Yeah, it's audible.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, now I'm sharing my screen. Good evening, ma'am.
So you can't turn on your camera?
Ma'am, I'm trying, but it's not opening. I don't know why. My
Okay.
all apps are closed.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Hello, ma'am. My name is Muskan Khare, and this is my first presentation for my project, which is a doctor search website named Health Veda Care. Now I'm going to show the contents of my presentation, which we will discuss today. First of all, I will introduce my project to you. Then I have 4 questions through which I can answer well about my project, and then I have a objective of my project. Sorry. Then I have a objective, my goal for the project, and next is how does doctor search work, how I have created this website and how this will work. I will discuss that, and after that I will tell you how I made these, what technologies I have used, and then conclusion and references. Move on to the next slide. First of all, why we need these kind of websites? What is doctor search website? As we all know, these days hospitals are very crowded, and it is also very confusing to find a right doctor for us. So these kind of websites, like I have created Health Veda Care. It helps us to choose the best doctor for us, the specialized doctor for us, and we can find the best doctor, the specialist, with a single click, because not everyone can use the technology very well. So I have created a very easy version of for this easy version of this doctor size search website. Now the objectives are here for my website, which is named Care Veda. First, facilitating doctor discovery. As we know, there are various doctors, and it is also very confusing to find a right doctor for us. How we will know that this doctor is suitable for us or not? So using this website we can go for a specialist one. Now second, appointment scheduling. Yeah, appointment scheduling is a biggest task in this crowded environment. So using this website, the user, the person can appoint, can take appointment. Next, location and mapping. It is not very easy to travel with the patients to another city. So using this we can find doctor in our city, in our place, and we can get their address as well. Now I want to tell you one story. There is a boy named Rahul. He is searching a doctor for his grandfather. His grandfather is suffering from various diseases. So but he is very confused. He already went for various doctors, but he didn't get any good response from them. Now he have four questions. Why to search a specialized doctor? Because his grandparent, his grandfather, is suffering from various diseases. Because he is old, and in old age we can see there are very diseases are there. So he want to know why I should go for a specialized one. I can go to any general physician, but no. Through this website he will know about the different specialization through which he can go, and he can get a good treatment for his grandfather. Next question is where to search the doctor. He is asking where I should go to search the doctor, because there are various hospitals are there, various online platforms are there. So how can I search where I should go for to search for a doctor? So the answer is through our website. He Our website is the medium. There are also various mediums like practo.com and various justdial.coms are there, but our website is one of the easiest medium to search for the doctor. Then how to search, how he will search the doctor there. Firstly he have to figure out about the diseases his grandfather is suffering from. Then he can go and in a search section he can choose the specialization he want, and his city, and in the city he can search he want to go for, and then he can find a list of doctors and he can choose a doctor. Next, what are the platforms? There are various platforms, but one of those platforms, our platform is there, that is doctor search website Health Veda Care. Now how this website will work, how doctor search works, how a user can search doctors. First of all, user will interact with the front end. Front end means a prototype. The user will go and search on the search button. User click on search button, and from the search button our request will be sent to the web service, and web service will send that request to database, and from database the data will be fetched and sent to the web service, and from the web service the that data will be sent to front end, and from the front end user can access the list of the doctors. He will get the response. Next, how I have created this, how I have made this website. So for front end, for creating my, as you can see, my prototype is here. So I have used Figma for creating the prototypes, and Locofy to create to convert my prototype into HTML and CSS code. Now for backend, I have used for creating database. I have used MySQL, and for the backend, I have used PHP. And for hosting my website, I have used 000 web host. And now I'm showing you my project demo. One second. Ma'am, as you can see, this is my home page. This is my about us section. This is some introduction of my website. Then user can contact to the owner of this website who is handling the health with the care. This is the number and the address as well, and the working hours are there 24 into 7. This is available. Now working, how this will work. So as the key, you can see the specialization is here. So suppose I want to go for a cardiologist in Shahdol. So I will search and I can see the list of cardiologists are here. Now I will move on to my then conclusion. I can I can say that this is the easiest form to easiest website to search for a doctor. Anyone can go for this, and it will be very easy for him to search a specialized doctor. Now ma'am, these are my references. I have used health heck veda's YouTube tutorial for creating this website, and for prototype I have used uplabs. Ma'am, if there any question you can ask.
Okay, Muskan, so I want to ask why you have used MySQL as a database.
uh, Ma'am, I find it because previously I have worked on this and I find it very easy, so I have used MySQL for creating the database.
Okay, like what other options do you have other than MySQL?
Ma'am, currently I don't I have previously I have worked only on MySQL, so I'm aware of this only, but later on I will learn about other platforms too.
Okay, so I want to ask, like, what about the security concerns of your website? Like, there are so many hackers and stuff like that. So how you're gonna protect your website
Um,
from those people?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I should care about firewall protection, and next thing is I will make sure about a strong distributed denial of service. Means from if I'm getting a request from a single IP address again and again, or from or multiple times, so I will make sure that it is not a it is authentic one or unauthentic one. So and I have to make sure about, I have to check regularly. I have to scan my website's network. So from these steps I can secure my website.
And how many people can your website hold at a time?
Ma'am, as many as my users can use access my website, but I have to make sure, I have to take some steps, like I have to work on its cloud, like I have to then I have to optimize my data as well. I have to optimize my code as well to make faster, because many clients, if many user will use my website, will it will get slow. So I have to make sure that it will not.
You have thoroughly
Ma'am,
researched
I'm not
your,
able to.
yeah.
Sorry, ma'am, it's audible now. Audible.
Okay, so I was saying you have thoroughly researched your project, so that was a good point. Okay. Rest of the feedback I will give you in your mail. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Okay, Manushri.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. You can start.
Yes, ma'am. So I have two presentations left. So one was scheduled today and the other one was scheduled on the last Friday. So when I entered the link last Friday, none of them were there. So could you please give me the permission to present them here?
At what time you have entered the presentations link? Last Friday. I was there. Both of the links were already on. No one was there.
Yes, ma'am. So by 7:15, I entered both of the links.
No, we were there at up till 7:30 and more time than that. So no one was there. So you were not present on Friday.
Oh, okay. So when I entered, none of them were there. So I entered a little bit late because only then my calls got out. So I must be like 7:15 or 7:30. I'm not sure.
Okay, so like you want to give the previous presentation now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes. So good evening to all the panel members present here. I'm MANUSHRI from the Data Engineering Department from Hakweda. So I'm present here now to present one of my tasks which was given to me. It was based upon the predictive modeling for stock market investing. So specifically, my task was about collecting historical stock market. So it's collecting historical stock market data. So first step which I have done here is I have taken Python programming language in order to collect the stock market data. So why I've chosen Python is it's very easy code integration, and in order to make API calls, Python is actually a very best option. And also data collection is more feasible there in Python programming language. And step 2 is pre-processing. So after collecting the data, we'll be cleaning the data. We'll be checking whether there is any null values or not from the data set. And then we'll be filtering the data from without any mistakes or without any null values. And then we'll be formatting the data. So the task which was given to me was to collect the data from the Alpha Vantage and convert it into a CSV. So then feature selection and engineering, actually this is not a part of my task, but still as a data engineer, it's our responsibility to convert the data which we have collected into a feature selections so that it will be even more easier to do the predictive analysis, that is predictive modeling and anything, etc. So on. So before model selection, it would be nice to show my demo. So Alpha Vantage was the website which was given to me. as mentioned in the task. So this is the Alpha Vantage. So Alpha Vantage is a website where free stock market data are available, and also free stock market APIs. And from this Alpha Vantage, I've got the stock market link. So since these APIs are very costly and they require payment, there are still demo versions which I have chosen in order to perform my task. So after taking my demo version of Alpha Vantage, I performed this. Yes. So after taking the demo version of the stock market data version from the Alpha Vantage, I performed this following task. So what I've done here is I've imported the necessary packages from the Python, that is the NumPy and Pandas, which is more necessary for importing the data set and presenting it into a table form. So this is the link. So let me show it to you. So when I get into the link, this is the demo data which I've received. So it's actually in the JSON format. JSON form is nothing but the values will be in the key value pair format, and as you see, so key value pair for one transformation, this is the value, and for two symbols, this is the value. So this is called as the key value format and JSON. So from the given link, this is the value which I've got. So with this URL, I'm fetching the JSON format data and I'm printing it into here in the Google Colab. And then what I'm doing it here is, with the help of Pandas library, I'm converting the JSON format into rows and tables as shown here. And as we've seen the JSON format data, which was there present in the key value format pairs, here it is present in the rows and columns because of the Pandas library, which we have imported here in Python. And what we have done here is we are setting the index. So 1 for open, 2 for high, 3 for low, and so on. And in order to make this data even more clear, instead of having these decimal values, I'm fixing a float value so that everything contains a specific number of decimal values instead of randomly having. So since here the value is 354.409 and here the value is 364.5972, so it's a little bit harder to compare the values. So since I have fixed here float, the values will be having a fixed number of decimals, that is 364.5972, 354.4090, which will be even more easier and uniformity in the data. So after performing float operation, now I'm checking for is there any null values or not. So after checking for any null values, there is not any null values, so which is a good sign for me to move further. And the columns which are present here is open, high, low, close, and so on. So after completing all the roles as a data engineer, I've printed the table which have at last formatted it as without any null values, without any decimal values which are present irregularly, into a perfect row and column, which consist of almost 4,630 rows, and I've converted this into a CSV. So what I've simply done here is I'm taken the JSON format data and I've just formatted it into the feasible way how I want it in order to perform the predictive modeling. And after converting it into a good format, and I'm converting it into a CSV file. So after converting it into the CSV file, here I've obtained the CSV file data. So this is the CSV file which I've obtained it. And that's what it is. So conclusion, what I've done basically here is my task was to collect the data from the stock market evaluation sector and to present the data in a CSV format. So I've chosen Python because it's very much easy and feasible to perform the process and pre-processing feature selection, which I've included as an extra part, so that it will be even more easier to perform the analysis part as a further thing, the model selection and deployment. So this is the reference link which I have gone through. So if there's any further questions, you can ask me. For more queries, you can contact this particular email.
So Manushri again.
Yes, ma'am, I'm done with this task.
Okay, do you have a thank you slide differently?
No, ma'am. I've deployed all these things under this single slide.
Okay, try to have these two things on different slides, okay? Question slides should be different and thank you should be at last, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I will give the feedback on your mail, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Shall I move on with the other task now?
Actually, it's time now. You can present it tomorrow, okay?
Ma'am, actually tomorrow I'm having my semester exam. So if you permit me, I'll complete the presentation within 5 minutes.
All right, so you can start.
Thank you. So my another task which I was provided with was reading the data from the Bank of Baroda CSV file and plotting the candlestick pattern. So my previous task was to obtain the data and convert it into a CSV file format. And here, as a continuation of it, to get the CSV file and to plot candlestick pattern. So this is the overview of the Bank of Baroda CSV file structure. The date, the open, high, low, close, and the volume. So this is the general overview of the CSV file which I have obtained. So using the same Python programming language, I'm going to print the candlestick pattern format. So Pandas is one of the very much important library for plotting, visualizations. As a data engineer, visualization of data is really very important in order to assess the quantity. Pandas really help us very well in this particular sector. So using the read_CSV function, we'll be reading the entire data set, which is in the CSV format, and we'll be doing the further data manipulation and analysis. So introduction to candlestick pattern in Python. So generally what is candlestick pattern is, it is a graphical representation of the price movements in the financial markets, whether it's getting increased or decreased, or that's basically called candlestick pattern, and it will be showing the variation in 2 different colors, if it's getting increased in one particular color or if it's getting decreased in another particular color, in the format of a candlestick. So why we are using this candlestick pattern is, so the entry and the exit points are very minute in this candlestick pattern, and also it is the most common pattern which people use it in the stock market in order to predict the entry and the exit point. And also this candlestick pattern, as I said, holder, it's very common in the stock market area. So let me show you how I've done it. So pip install plotly. This pip install plotly, I have used it in order to deploy the candlestick pattern, which I'll be using it further in order to plot the candlestick, and also as NumPy and the pandas are the packages which I am importing it in order to read the CSV file. So using the read_CSV, I've read the CSV file and I've print the output. And then I've showed the columns. What are all the columns under the overview of the CSV file? That is dead, open, high, low, and these are all the columns. And I've pre-processed the data. That is, I've set an index to this particular thing and create the candlestick I'll plot. That is, so I figure this candlestick pattern that is open. This is one of the column: open, high, low, close. So these are all the columns which I have given the figure under the candlestick pattern, and then I've customized the plot. So the x-axis will be the date, the y-axis will be the price, obviously, and just printed the figure here as shown, which states that on March 12, 2023, there's this much stock market has increased this particular much between 165 to 170, and it has decreased below this. So this would give the obvious values using the stock market. And using this particular feature, we'll be able to zoom in the value for which particular date to which particular date the stock market has been increased and the variations in the stock market. So this is the main use and the easy way of plotting the candlestick pattern. So summary is, I've loaded the CSV file, I've pre-processed the data set, I've handled the missing values, ensuring the proper formatting of the data, and then I've analyzed the candlestick pattern after plotting the candlestick. And then that's it, I'm done with my task.
So Manushri, you're done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will give your feedback on your mail, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your patience, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you everyone for joining today's session.